guys, what's going on? It's Dark Musician Girl. If you haven't been here before or you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. Please give me a like and please subscribe for more to come, because of course the drama community never stops, just like makeup. So with that, I just wanted to start off the video saying that please do not send any hate to any people involved with this video. I know that we can get caught up in our feelings with all this stuff and we can want to reach out to these people and tell them something, but I highly suggest that you don't, because spreading hate around isn't going to make anything better. Also, these opinions are just solely mine. They're my opinions only. I'm not trying to convince you a side or the other. We're just here to have a discussion. So in the comments, please make sure to appropriately say your side. Don't try to spread around hate even more. So with that, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching me. Let's just get into it. Spill is sort of an entity. If you haven't seen my previous video, I highly suggest that you do, because of the fact that I go very in depth in explaining the whole drama between the channel Spill and how Petty Page exposed a lot of Spill's things that it was. So Spill claimed that it was a homegrown two-person thing that grew into a corporation. Petty Page was like, no, you've been a corporation for a long time. Why are you guys lying? Why are you guys lying? She showed the profile pictures of some of the people who are involved in the project, and a lot of stuff went down. So because of that, a lot of people thought she was doxing people, but technically, with the legality of it, it is not doxing. Doxing is releasing private information, and it's not private information, it's public information. Profile pictures are public information, and profiles in general are public. If she would have released their addresses, if she would have released their email addresses, I think that would have been doxing. But because of the fact that it wasn't personal information, this was public information. Anybody could have found this on the internet. Anybody could have retraced the steps of Spill. Anybody could have found it, and Petty Page was just the first one to find it. So with that, Spill came out with a brand new video yesterday, about 40-minute video. I'm going to do a quick summary of the video overall, and then I'm going to jump into my opinion. So please, if you just want to hear my opinions and you've already heard the summary, I suggest that you jump to this timestamp that's below. If not, please stay for the summary. So with that, Spill basically started off the video saying there was a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misinterpretations to what they had said originally in their video explaining who they were, and that they didn't want anybody to misinterpret anything that they said. So with that, this was a video to clarify everything else and just to go a little bit more into detail into who they are. They started off with the founder of their corporation. Corporation. That being said, this founder, his name is Roland. Roland's little cartoon popped up and he started talking about how he started off that he didn't like having a boss and that he didn't like working for somebody, so he wanted to create something of his own. Understandable. I don't like having a boss either, but it is what it is. Until I get my YouTube stardom up, it is what it is. And he said that he started running numerous, not just one, not just two, numerous article websites. The first couple of ones, he wasn't even making money. He didn't even know how to put ads. He made it seem like he was working the whole time, like at an actual job while working on these article websites. So he was doing both at the same time, which I applaud. It takes a lot to get a small business up and running. And then he talked about like several different websites. So one of them was Drool, another one was Favorism, I think it was called. I'm not sure. Something with favor in it. It warped and it changed. And then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And basically it talked about his strife in creating a company and having like a sustainable corporation or sustainable income. And that at some point or another, they morphed all of these websites that they had together when they saw that they were getting traction, when they saw they were getting popularity. They're like, we're gonna morph them all together, we're gonna call them good. Okay, good, because everything that we post is good stuff, meaning that it's positive, meaning that it's friendly, it's nothing bad. like bad in, I don't know, like you see bad stuff on the news and you see good stuff on the news. So what they wanted to say is that you're only going to see positive and good stuff. The people working on Good, I guess, were getting bored of it. They were getting bored. They're like, we need something new. So they broke off into sections. One section started doing video games while the rest of them were still working on Good. Up until Roland came in and saw Taylor, who is the voice of Spill. I think it was Taylor Paulina. No, it was Taylor first. Taylor saw Taylor watching a Shane Dawson video, watching it, and that she was more concentrated on the Shane Dawson video. And basically he told her, hey, you know what, you want to do something like this? Like, I'll give you the chance to do something like this and split off into your own section off from Good, since I see that you aren't interested in doing Good. So she did it with this girl named Paula. So Paulina, I'm going to get mixed up. I'm sorry. I watched it last night when I was like super sleepy. So I'm going to forget several names. So Taylor and Paula, I think the name was, Taylor and Paula basically created Spill. Okay, that being said, they created it and then other people joined in on it, and they essentially, everybody left Good in order to do their own kind of side little project. That essentially is what it is. Basically them stating, we left Good in order to do our own little side projects, but they're still all under the same corporation. That's the same word, corporation. They're still under the same corporation. That's the word that I want to stress. Spill grew, everybody left to do their own thing. That's how Brew, that's how Grill started. That's how the whole Spill universe started. So them leaving Good and Good is put on hold, and they don't know when they're going to go back to it, but hopefully they'll go back to it when they find people who are interested and motivated in doing something like that. So they ended it off saying that they had to private, I don't know what the correct term is. They had to private their Instagrams, their Facebooks, because they were getting a lot of hate. And with that, they were getting demonetized, because in YouTube, there was, I guess, a guideline set that if you had a lot of hate comments and you were able to filter them out, that they would like demonetize and take down your videos. And so with that, they were trying to filter the comments, but at some point they're like, you know what, we're not even gonna filter them. They're too much to filter. It takes too much manually to do that. So we're just gonna let all the comments flow freely. Other drama channels have been saying that they've been taking receipts, and they haven't been taking receipts. They've been filing their own receipts and this and that, and they're not trying to take away viewers from other people. It's just friendly competition. Okay. And that's how they ended it. They ended it saying, this is who we are. You know, it is what it is. We aren't trying to take away viewers. We aren't a part of this bigger YouTube conspiracy. We are just us. We are just part of a small corporation, and we're just trying to make a living like everybody else. Okay. So that is it for the summary. I am going to go into my opinion. Again, I just want to state my opinion. I'm not trying to sway people. You can have your own opinion. That's fine. I just feel like in order for us to have a full discussion, we need to be able to appropriately communicate our opinions. So going on further, don't send hate to Spill. Don't send hate to any of them. You shouldn't even think about doing it at all. Okay, so I do not agree with what Spill had to say in regards to them clarifying their information. The thing is that they wouldn't have to clarify their information if it wasn't for Petty Page outing them for what they were, a corporation all along. Because even though they kind of clarified it in their video, they didn't. They were super vague. I'm talking about the first video. They were super vague in the first video. They didn't even go into detail about anything. And Petty Page had to go on and pull out all that information to show everybody who they were. Okay, they wouldn't have never said who they were unless Petty Page did so. Okay, I'm not saying that that's all right. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's the fact of the fact. They wouldn't have said anything if it wasn't for Petty Page. Going on further into that, they said that they were a homegrown project, and that's what ticked me off. Homegrown project. They are not homegrown. Homegrown, I think, is like this. You are at your house. You are doing this in your spare time. You are doing whatever you can in order to survive. along with your hustle. Okay, along with your usual hustle. They weren't. They were at their job that they were paid for, and they were told to do something creative for their job, which is a part of a corporation. Okay, so I do not agree that they are homegrown. They are not homegrown. An example of somebody being homegrown otherwise than me that actually does the same stuff that they do is I'm gonna mess up his name, I'm so sorry, Andre Terebi. He actually does animations, and he started going into some of the influencer drama, the YouTuber drama, the makeup community drama, and he is homegrown because he literally says he sits at home in his home in, I think he lives in Poland, so he sits in his home in Poland, draws, talks all of his stuff, writes his own scripts, and it takes him forever to do it, but he does it 24/7. Okay, unlike Spill, who has a group of people, and they had those resources beforehand, so they are not homegrown. And they did lie. The matter of the fact is they did lie. They said that they were a 2-person job that morphed into a corporation. They were not a 2-person job that morphed into a corporation. They're already a corporation that started leading on to what was trending at the moment. And what was trending at the moment, of course, was gamer videos, makeup drama, and science videos. Essentially that stuff. And I mean, good, like, companies are starting to realize what they can actually make money off of instead of going on into these projects thinking, oh, this has a good chance. That's good for a corporation. Okay, but it is not good to lie to your viewers and say that you are homegrown and to say that you were a 2-person project that morphed into something bigger. That's not okay, and that's not good. Moving on to my next point. My next point is that they specifically stated that they were getting misinterpreted. Okay, you wouldn't have gotten misinterpreted if you were clear just from the get-go, clear from the start. Hey, this is who we are. Hey, this is what we're doing. Okay, so that is in regards to my own opinion. You might be asking, why is this even an issue? Why are you guys making a molehill into a mountain? This is an issue because these are corporations that are taking over YouTube. These are corporations that are essentially not saying taking views, but they are taking a numerous amount of views from smaller channels. The whole idea of making Spill and making these YouTube channels essentially came from the inspiration of Roland, the head corporation dude, the founder of AWED, looking at Tasty and looking at how Tasty was growing. Okay, and Tasty is a corporation channel that took views from smaller channels, smaller cooking channels that wanted to do something else, and they wanted to grow from their home, but Tasty's taking those views from them. And I essentially think that this is the same thing. Spill is taking views from smaller channels, essentially. Yes, they are informed, they are well informed, they are well researched, they are well scripted, they don't say their opinion, they don't say their bias. But that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that just because they don't say that, you can watch them, that's fine, you can watch them because of those reasons. But you need to realize the bigger picture that more corporations are trying to take away things that are essentially supposed to be, I don't know, I guess like at-home stuff. And what I mean by at-home stuff, I mean that people are growing their own things. YouTube is essentially for people that grow their own thing and they grow it into something bigger. It's like the American dream. You grow something out of your own. You become an entrepreneur in America. You become whatever you want in America, right? Well, essentially, corporations are starting to get the idea that people are watching YouTube more. So they're like, we should cash in on this check and we should start making our own videos. And that's essentially how I see it. That's why it's an issue. Do I really think that they are trying to steal views? No, but we need to take into fact that they are a corporation. They didn't just start at home and they didn't just say, hey, you know what? I have a really good idea for a video. Let's do this. They were at their job. They're like bored and clearly not putting in as much motivation and inspiration into their actual job, and basically moving on to something that they could put motivation and inspiration into. I think that this is a good way to start conversation about how corporations are kind of taking over YouTube, right? And a lot of people think that it's like a big conspiracy that YouTube is paying off these people, which to some degree that I do agree, but to some degree I don't agree. I do agree that YouTube tries to recommend more of the people that they see gets more clicks. And I mean, it is what it is. If they get more clicks, they get more views, they make YouTube more money, it is what it is. But I don't necessarily think that they are trying to just get corporations, because if it was like that, James Charles wouldn't even be on here. He would have already been overrun by a corporation. So the same thing with Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star started out at home doing makeup tutorials. He doesn't have to do them. He does them because they're his side gig. Makeup is his main gig. Selling makeup is his main gig. YouTube is his side gig. So with that, I think that there should be some accountability when it comes to corporations lying to people, especially YouTube channels. You shouldn't lie to your viewers. You should just state it clear from the get-go, and there wouldn't have been any problem at all. Nothing at all. So I think that this is just a lesson to learn for future corporations that want to take up channels. Just be honest. Don't try to play yourself as homegrown. You are a corporation. You have more resources than other people. You are going to have that team in order to help and support you, unlike me or any other commentary or drama channel that are actually homegrown and done from their home. And that's really all I have to say about this situation. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it that you were here and that you stayed along for the ride. I just hit the whoa for some reason. But yeah, please like, please subscribe. I am a small channel trying to make it big. I'm not in it for the money. I'm just in it because this is my side gig. This is my side gig. My career is my dream, but this would be awesome if this took off too. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Bye.